And after a couple of weeks of amazing T20 cricket, we find ourselves in London, here at the home of cricket, for the last round match of this ICC Women's T20 World Cup. It is Australia looking to go through with a clean sheet to qualify top of the table, up against India, who are ready to bounce back very quickly and take that second spot as well. It is all up for grabs. And there'll be a little bit of extra nerves for both teams as they arrive today. It fell India's way. Harmanpreet Kaur has elected to bat first. They want a total on the board against an Australian team who has batted predominantly throughout this tournament. The challenge has been laid down. The crowd have well and truly come in and they are ready for a clash of the ages. Australia, 8 points, a healthy net run rate. South Africa currently in second spot after their big win against Bangladesh only an hour or so ago. India looking to knock them out. NW8 is a famous cricketing postcode. It is a famous cricketing ground, one of the oldest in the history of our game, and it's been overtaken today by the innovation of T20 cricket. Lords for a match, particularly the last, I won't say nerves, and I think it really is in a round, and so much to play for as well. The qualifications yet, but
yeah, it's a virtual knockout qualify. But for Australia, like you mentioned, at this point, unlikely to be qualified.
The team would have been quite the interesting conundrum. Alana King, so just the one-leggy coming in, a number of good bowling spells. Always
when you're up against an opponent, and that sometimes can be challenging. This is such an important game.
For a moment for some waves to begin with, at least. Grounds here in England to try and get herself as a remind people 2020 T20 World Cup with the nation.
Indeed, Smith with powerful shots. The wins has been on the foundation built every time they've walked in.
What dreams are made of. And Lucy same for her first ever T20 World Cup. Gets it in the right area early and well, Smriti Mandhana in the power play against first runs, India away. Australian team, if you had to set the alarm twice to wake up back home, welcome. Phoebe Litchfield into the side, she'll be back at number 3. Perry moves down to 4, and likewise for the... And the Australian seamers won't take the stumps out of play.
Well, I'm sure they would have done their homework.
Carey gets called into play again. A little blind turn by Verma at the non-striker's end. In matches like this, it's just going to be little moments. And, of course, through the cover region. The movement up the hill. So straight away she has sent a little message here to look at... Oh, she's found space there, some handy wrist work. Let's test out that hamstring from Litchfield. Well, the hamstring looks all right, but the slope and the shot combine nicely for 4. And again, even nicer. Litchfield gives up nice and early. That is some sweet timing. So Australia, who've conceded the least amount of boundaries in the power play in this tournament, know all of a sudden India have come to play. The importance of a bowler that can... Good fielding back at a point. That's where dragged into play. Out there, straight to Hamilton after 2. Chases a wide one, but has plenty of space there. Just drag the length back a little bit. So Lucy Hamilton will be keeping an eye on the footwork here of Smriti Mandhana for the result of this match. Yeah, a little grimace there from Sophie Molyneux. Got to be careful, really careful, because Smriti Mandhana is magnificent on the pull shot, even up the slope here at Lord's.
She picked that length early, Smriti Mandhana.
Well, there's 4 balls remaining. Shefali Verma straight away, pressure right back on Gardner, right back on Australia.
Might not want to bowl that length to Shefali.
Which I'm surprised it was a single, not a 4, because she works out 34 balls. Strike rate of... She's done it once, she's done it twice, but even sweeter in the timing, all the way for the first maximum.
Great start there, Pez. Here we go.
She can play.
Second on the list behind me.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Got away with the first one. She's not going to get away with that one, though.
Fourth boundary of the day.
From that end of 5, India 36.
It's a shorter boundary and it's got adequate protection, deep square leg and deep mid-wicket. Got to have some of your quickest fielders. Yeah, I won't expect a lot of movement maybe now.
Placing it for the runs.
Turn or swing.
Very smart. She's got those big shots, but also these deft touches, does Shefali Verma.
And it's a very nice stroke to witness. Because you know when you watch Shefali Verma's...
Always had that promise. Smriti Mandhana will go straight to the...
He's waving the flag of India around, proud of support.
Happy now,
You
Anju.
don't want to... Much happy.
Deep mid and deep square. But it's Smriti Mandhana who's got tons of class. It's a full toss. And Wareham would consider herself very lucky.
Blinked later than Shefali.
One fielder at deep cover.
To the keeper.
On that. I probably played a lot straighter, but you can tell with the intent that Shefali had. 2 fielders in the deep, they're playing with a mindset. We'll try and bump you, but just to look at those singles, keep the strike moving. The ICC Women's Cricket. Oh, that one stayed low.
And that's a couple of instances.
Low a bounce. Again, even that is a shuffle forward. Didn't get up at all. So it just goes to show you how...
It's a shot of a change of ends. Turn Smriti Mandhana. And she will try and access that. It's a strong zone. A lot straighter, allows long off to cut that. But the opening over. Slightly yorked. Just being a little what. How would you like this one? How would you like this one? It will sail over. Second 6 for Shefali Verma.
This was always going to be a challenge for...
Offside. Gardner forward, Shefali Verma. It's up the slope, it's a bigger boundary. Oh, they've knocked into each other. Calm down, ladies. Ash Gardner, 25 have come off hurt. Not sure over, it's a skipper who's brought delight to Australia. Trying to go inside out, Shefali Verma loses balance and her wicket.
See what she was trying to do here, Shefali. She was trying to open up the offside.
to get wasted. That's why good.
Adventurous on the very first ball. Aware of the pockets, should get her running. Jemima. Gutsy. A catching cover, she goes over that.
Well, we just saw a wicket for the Shefali.
Mandhana against Sophie Molyneux, they know each other very
The cover areas. In order, seeing Jemima Rodrigues.
Slow ball. Good deception. Sutherland's variation. Except Smriti Mandhana trying to get to... Absolutely bells it downfield. Straight over the top of it. He's Georgia Vold, and I think at mid-off, had no chance of catching that in that number 3 position. Looks for the reverse. Read beautifully. There's confusion. India. Absolute confusion and elation from Australia as they pick up the big wicket from Smriti Mandhana, and Jemmy Rodrigues and Smriti quiet word to each other as they walk off. 85 for 2 off 12.
They're coming in. Change up in the lengths as well. Lucy Hamilton.
Thick edge over the top. Was it deliberate? Either way, it's gone for a boundary for India.
Insight into how Australians think.
She didn't bowl in that power play. And this is up and over mid-off. Didn't quite get it cleanly. This time, good connection from Harmanpreet Kaur. Just evades the outstretched hand of Phoebe Litchfield. Another boundary for her. That brings up the 100 for India.
Missing throughout the tournament.
Phase. Just upping there. And to the shorter side. Just the timing on this. A little bit of extra pace from Sutherland. She just works this beautifully behind the wicket.
Deals with the kind of batter Jemima is. She's so.
What's a good score?
Up and over, enjoys the offside, uses the slope, gets the crowd out of the seat again.
Yeah, it's a big crowd of blue as well. Beautiful after.
The 16th, 7 from it, 118.
Slated to possibly come in.
Thick outside edge to the slower ball. Even though it's a slower ball, enough pace here to beat Litchfield.
And just great intent as well, and that's what happens.
Bat swing should come through without
Stationary. What it does is it...
Don't run the second on Georgia Weir.
then. She hasn't found that fluency. A couple of boundaries was tricky, but that fluent. Now the field changes long.
Up and over. The only question was 4 or 6. It will be 4. Sets things and took it on the...
For the...
Out and in and out and over. Wareham set herself perfectly for the catch. Maybe a little bit worried about the boundary line.
But is retired.
Will go from ball 1 and just skews off. So it's the single. She's off.
tick of approval by...
Straight down the ground. And one of her best shots of this innings. 150 comes up for India.
Absolutely brilliant. You needed the footwork. You needed the masters.
Periscope up. They go long once again. Back-to-back sixes. And it's just the classiest and stylish of ways to bring up your 50 at Lord's in a must-win game of Litchfield. Once, twice, 3 times with assistance. Phoebe Litchfield joins Carey, joins Wareham. And are the wheels just falling off for Australia at the back end? Flat to Perry. She will not drop that. And that brings to an end a magnificent innings. The fastest ever 50 against Australia. Anything more enjoyable about... Oh, it's a top edge. And it's gone past Mooney. The race is on. And the ball looks like it's won. What a flurry of runs for India. Particularly, they've put on 170.
I knew that the partnerships over there, can they come out there and hurt?
Take them into the semi-finals. Australia, India against Australia with
A wise option Australia wanted to bowl for. To get the lost their way a fraction, but generally.
all for South Africa. Of what's been a dramatic their batting lineup against Australia are through. Remember,
He's known for giving India that first And how will they carry that
Renuka Singh Thakur, Australia.
field? Earlier she had
It's a loosener, and Georgia Wall feasts on it.
Yeah, just didn't allow any time for that to swing with the
That's the one you've got to be wary of. Jags back in. A question's been asked. Harmanpreet Kaur is very interested. Richa Ghosh comes in for a bit of a consultation. The bowler, you can understand, is excited. India asked for a review.
Singh has got her measure a little. She likes to hit boundaries. 38% of the.
There comes down the track and has played it wide of Radha Yadav, but it races away down the slope. Gets a boundary, Phoebe Litchfield.
Radha Yadav has been patrolling that ball a little at the moment. They're not really sure.
Kranti makes room for herself, goes straight down the ground, past the bowler, will pick up another boundary.
Most of the fielders between crosser is maybe that
One run off the last over, just one so far in thousands of Indians.
age. I think investing time in your innings.
Plays across the line. There's an empty pin court on the onside and finally gets to access it. Beth Mooney. Done for one dream after. Overshot fine leg. Was interested just for a brief moment. It's Beth Mooney who's released the pressure.
That's the lowest score off 15 ball.
Keeps the head down and can just admire it as it hits into the padding here on the full of 6. Just before it will be 4. We will check it. And confirmation, 6, third in
Last 12 months.
She loves England, doesn't she? Great. Let's go straight again, brings the fielder into play, and she's not going to drop it. That's Smriti Mandana, so cool under the pressure. Phoebe Litchfield comes back into the Australian side and she departs. India have 2.
Harman was looking.
Why wouldn't you be up and about against Bangladesh? Oh, gap or not? Yes, gap. That was a type of shot that she went out to early in her innings against the Netherlands. This time, though, finds the boundary. Alma loves an ICC event. That
To get the game started. She's off.
the turf a lot more. Squeezes it through. A strike rate of over 200 when she comes down the wicket, Elise Perry. And that is one of the reasons why. T20 internationals back in 2004.
9 meters. This World Cup.
Oh, she hasn't got all of this. Underneath it, settling and taking way off. She dropped important catches in the last game. That would have been in the back of her mind. Today, though, she has taken it.
For India and for Radha. She might have been a little hesitant.
Dominant out here at Lords.
But Jatin, we're over that.
Radha Yadav into a second over. Excellent shot inside out. The extra cover boundary inviting, and she RSVPs on that. Ash Gardner stays back on the back foot. It's a shorter side, a good side to take on. Putting pressure right back on India. Ash Gardner. That they've been very attacking against.
Well shot, punished again. Final stages.
That's the attempt. And she's successful. Ashley Gardner, the fielder, just a spectator.
I'm sure they would.
Slices it. Shot third and point, backward point. Had absolutely no chance.
And Ash Gardner with power and placement. A boundary off the first is exactly what Australia was looking for.
She hasn't had an amazing World Cup so far, had a couple of low scores. But this is what we know.
Around well enough. You know the margin of error is minimal. And as a fielder, if you're continuing to make mistakes, as Kranti Gaud has done at the backward point region, it will not help the bowler.
Sky hasn't got the distance, or has it? Toe end of the bat, you better believe it, it goes all the way. Verma thought for a split second she was in with a show. Oh, picks that up, goes short side, one bounce four. The placement was key there from Perry.
Well, now just one short of her 50.
Class at Lord's persona. I think she looked just shaped to just a little paddle or reverse and then changed it to the paddle. And it was slow everywhere. Ball to the boundary to just getting there as well, but Jessica Bhatia picks it up. Oh, he's found some nice space here. Well, this might be the end of Elise Perry. With 3 runs to get, it is. Verma takes the catch. Shree gets another wicket in this tournament. She goes up to 14.
Them.
One hit for Wareham to confirm that Australia go through to the semi-finals of the World